My name's Rachel and I'm going to be leading you through today's gentle chair yoga practice. Keep in mind that this is your practice and only go to what feels right in your body. As you can see, I've set up a chair with no arms on top of a yoga mat, and I prefer to practice in bare feet so I can feel my feet grounded to the earth. So let's begin. If your back is tired, you always have the option of sitting back against the chair. If you're able to, come forward, feet planted on the ground, seated nice and tall, and we'll begin by either closing our eyes or gazing softly down as we bring our hands to our stomach with the fingers spread wide. If you're using your mouth to breathe, make an adjustment to pull the breath in and out through the nose. And we'll begin by just observing the breath, the inflow and the outflow. On your next inhale, deepen your breath, and then fully deflate the lungs on your exhale. Continue nice, steady, deep breathing. And begin to observe if you can feel the breath under your hands. Maybe on your inhale, your stomach rounds outward, and on an exhale, your navel falls into the spine. If at any time in our practice you lose focus, you can always return to your breath. Letting our hands fall down into our laps, you can open your eyes and we'll begin with a warm-up for our necks. Drop the right ear over to the right shoulder, lengthening through the left side of your neck. Staying with nice steady breathing as you hold this posture. Dip your chin down towards your chest, pausing at center. Feeling the length now in the back of your neck. Roll your head over to the left, dropping left ear to left shoulder. Pick your head back up to center, and turning just at the neck, we'll turn to look over the right shoulder. Waking up all those little vertebrae in the neck. Slowly turning through center to look over your left shoulder. Turning back so your gaze is straight ahead, we'll move our awareness down to our shoulders. I want you to pick your shoulders up towards your ears and really squeeze them up, and then let them slowly relax down. Again, lifting them up and feeling that muscular tension in your body, and then feeling the shoulder blades slide down your back as they relax down. With breath, we'll inhale them up and exhale with a sigh. Inhaling them up, sighing them down. Coming back into stillness with the shoulders down, stretch the arms out to the sides, bending the elbows, bringing hands to your shoulders, and we'll make big giant circles with our elbows. Circling forward. Really exaggerating the movement so you feel a rounding forward, feeling your shoulder blades move apart. And then we'll come back to stillness with the elbows pointed out and do our big circles backwards, reversing the direction. Feeling the chest opening, the shoulder blades pinching together. Coming back to stillness, letting those shoulders stay down as you bring the hands together at heart center. Gently pushing right hand into your left to stretch through the front of that left wrist. pushing left hand into right to now straighten through the front of your right wrist. Just keeping nice, steady breathing. Staying present in the moment and in your body. Letting those fingers point up towards the ceiling, interlace and push the palms away. And when you get there, look down. If it's available to you, we're lifting the palms up towards the ceiling and you're following with your gaze. We'll exhale the arms down. Inhale back to center. Exhale to push away and look down. Inhale up towards the ceiling. Exhaling the arms down to the sides. Inhaling back to heart center. Exhaling to push away. Inhaling up towards the ceiling. And then just exhaling those arms back down to your sides. Moving our attention down to our legs. This could be a good time to rest the back if your back's getting tired. We're going to lift the right knee up towards the ceiling, clasp behind your thigh, and hug it in towards your chest. Pulling the knee up and in towards that right shoulder. Now we're placing the right ankle onto the left thigh and letting the right knee fall to the floor for our figure 4 or modified pigeon pose. If this feels uncomfortable in your hip, you can always return to the previous position. Now we're going to make some circles with our ankle. Going in one direction and then switching to the opposite direction, allowing some movement in the body. Come back to stillness, and we will pick up the right leg and extend the knee. See if you can let it hover for a moment above your chair before bending the knee to lower the foot to the floor. Taking a moment to check in on our posture. Try to sit nice and evenly with your sits bones balanced, equal weight distributed between your thighs and feet. And then we'll lift that left knee up towards the ceiling, clasping behind the thigh and pulling it up and in towards you. Keeping a nice straight spine as you breathe into this stretch. Staying right here if that's what's best for your left hip. If you're able, bring the left ankle onto the right thigh for our figure 4 position, opening through that left hip. Bringing some movement into our practice by doing some ankle circles. Going in one direction, and then we'll switch and go the other way. Coming back to stillness, and then we'll lift that left leg up, seeing if you can let it hover above the chair for a moment before bending the left knee and returning your foot to the floor. If your spine's against the chair, sit forward now so you don't have support on your back. With your hands resting in your lap, we're arching the spine, sticking the chest out and looking up. This is cow pose. And then we're rounding the spine back towards the chair, tucking chin to chest for cat. Moving again into cow pose, getting some movement into our spines. And then rounding the spine towards your chair, tucking chin to chest for cat. We'll add breath into your cow. And exhale into cat. Keep moving with your own breath, your own life force. Inhaling to cow, exhaling to cat. The next time you're in cat pose, we'll straighten up, lower back, middle back, upper back, come back into alignment. Chin parallel to the earth, crown of the head raises to the ceiling as we bring our hands to the outside of the right leg, from the base of the spine upwards, turning to the right. Breathing into our first spinal twist. Unwinding back to center and bringing the hands to the outside of the left leg to turn from the base of the spine upwards to look over your left shoulder. Stopping where it feels right in your body and just staying with nice steady breathing. Observing the movement in your ribs with each inhale and exhale. Unwind back to center. Seated nice and evenly on our chairs, we're going to put some of those poses together into a little bit of flow for a seated sun salutation. Bring the hands together at heart center and lift them up towards the ceiling, separating shoulder height, looking at the space between as you gently tilt back, if that's okay on your lower back. Use your core to pull yourself back up. Palms come back together. Lower down the front of your body into your lap. And coming from the hips, we're leaning forward. And if it's available to you, coming all the way down towards the feet. Giving into the weight of your upper body, letting the crown of the head drop to the floor. Tuck your chin to your chest to roll up, stacking vertebrae over vertebrae. Once you're seated, inhaling into cow, exhaling into cat. Straightening the spine back up, extending right knee as you lift left arm up towards the ceiling. Lowering it back down to meet in our mountain pose to do the other side. Bringing the hands together at heart center, moving them up towards the ceiling, separating shoulder height, gazing upwards as you tilt back. Using your core to pull yourself up, hands come back together, lowering down into your lap, leaning forward into your version of forward fold. Tucking the chin to rise back up. Inhaling to cow. Exhaling to cat. Straightening the spine back up. Extending left knee and lifting right arm up towards the ceiling. And then lowering everything back down. We'll do one more, moving a little bit faster. Palms coming together at heart center, up towards the ceiling, separating, tilting back, pulling yourself up, palms come together, lowering down into your lap, coming into forward fold, rising back up to seated, inhaling to cow, exhaling to cat, straightening back up, extending right knee, lifting left arm, lowering everything back down into mountain pose. Hands come together at heart center. Watch them as they move up toward the ceiling, separating, tilting back, using your core to pull yourself back up, palms together, lowering to your lap, sliding the hands forward as you come out of the hips into forward fold, tucking your chin to sit yourself back up, inhaling to cow, exhaling to cat, straightening the spine, extending left knee and lifting right arm up towards the ceiling, and then dropping everything down. We'll do one pose out of our chairs. So having the power come from your legs, I want you to stand up, and you can come around to the back of your chair and stay behind the chair. I'm just going to come to the side so you can see what we're doing. We're going to take tree pose. So first feel the ground evenly underneath both feet, and then start to feel a weight shift as you shift your weight over the left leg. Bringing a bend to the right knee and turning the knee out to the side. You have the options of keeping your toes on the ground, or you can put the foot against your calf or your inner thigh, just as long as it's not against your knee. Lifting the right hand up in the air. You can leave the left hand on the chair or play around with having less balance, maybe just using a finger on the chair. And if it's available, lifting the left arm towards the ceiling. Taking a few breaths into a challenging balance pose. Picking that gaze point or your drishti that's not moving to help you stay balanced. Lowering the arms, lowering the leg. I'll come around to the other side, but you can stay right where you are. Bringing your weight shift back so it's evenly over both feet. And then shifting to the right, feeling more weight over that right leg as you bring a bend to the left knee, turning the left leg open to the side and picking the best placement for your foot, just as long as it's not against that knee. Bringing the left arm out to the side and choosing to have a little support under that right hand or releasing the right hand up as well. Pushing your leg into your foot into your legs. You feel a nice sturdy base in your tree. Picking that non-moving gaze point. Being gentle with yourself because balance poses are difficult and one side might feel different than the other. Bringing the arms down and stepping out of tree pose. We'll come back around to the front of our chair. Shift your weight a little bit over your heels. Lift your arms up by your ears, and then we'll slowly lowering ourselves back into our chair with muscular control. And once you arrive there, you can bring the arms down. Let the right fingertips drop towards the floor with the palm facing forward. And then bring the left arm out to the side and up by your ear for a big side body stretch. Feel a lengthening through your left ribs, but also feel like you're lengthening over, not just collapsing into the right side. Pulling the left arm up and lowering it down. Now turning that left palm forward, letting the left arm hang as you lift the right arm up by your ear and then leaning over for a big side body stretch. Pulling yourself back up to seated, lowering the arm down. Seated nice and tall with a straight spine. Extend the right knee and flex the foot. Really feel yourself stretching through that flexed foot. Lift the left arm up out to the side and really stretch through those left fingertips. And observe if you're able to feel a stretch both down through the right leg and then out through the left hand. Lower everything down and then extend that left leg with the feet flexed. Feeling a stretch out through that left heel. Bringing the right arm out to the side and now stretching down through those fingertips. Breathing into this lengthening. Lower everything back down. Lifting up the right foot to place it on the left thigh, back in our figure 4 position. This time gently laying the right hand on the side of your knee, only if that feels comfortable. So you're not pushing down, you're just adding a little weight by resting the hand there. Release your hand, let the foot fall back to the floor. Bringing the left ankle up, placing it on the right thigh. And only if it's comfortable, just gently resting the left hand on the left knee. Move your left hand to bring that left foot back down to the floor. Bringing your hands to your lap as we lean forward, coming from the hips. And then once you can't lean forward anymore, if it's available, that's when you'll fold down towards your feet. And when you get there, just giving in to the weight of the upper body. Letting the crown of the head drop to the floor. And taking some breaths here in our forward fold. Tuck the chin in towards your chest to rise back up. Letting those shoulders relax down. We'll extend the arms out to the sides. We're coming into eagle arms with right over left. So we're crossing right upper arm over left upper arm, bending at the elbows, and then just going to as far as you can in this pose, which could just be this, bringing the backs of the hands together, or if you're able to wrap forearms and work the palms towards one another. Breathing here into this stretch behind your shoulder blades. Unwind the arms, sending them out to the sides. And this time bringing left upper arm over right upper arm, bending at the elbows. Picking what works for you. Maybe that's just backs of the hands together or starting to wrap the forearms, working those palms towards one another. Sending that breath wherever it needs to go. Unwind the arms to release them down. We'll come into a final spinal twist, bringing the left hand to the outside of the right knee, and this time you can bring the right hand all the way around your back, touching the left hip if you're able to. If not, just as far as it gets. From the base of the spine upwards, turning to the right so the gaze is out over the right shoulder. Get as deeply as you can into the twist as long as it's still comfortable in your back, and then just pause. Staying with steady breathing, feeling the movement in your rib cage, maybe feeling just a bit deeper into the twist with each exhale. Bring that right hand around as you unwind back to facing forward. And we'll do the other side, bringing the right hand to the outside of the left knee, wrapping the left hand either all the way to the hip or maybe it's just on the small of your back. And breathing into the spinal twist as you gaze out over your left shoulder. Feeling this twisting of the spine, the expansion of your rib cage with the inhales, deepening into the pose with our exhales. Release the arms to unwind back towards center. Seated nice and tall, dropping the chin down towards the chest. And then we'll slowly move towards the right, doing little halfway neck circles to the right. So when you get to center, drop the chin back towards your chest, and then bring it over towards the right, tilting the head back, and then dropping chin back to the chest. So just going halfway around to the right. The next time your chin's to your chest, pause for a full inhale, exhale, and then we'll slowly circle to the left. Just going halfway to the left. What we do on one side of the body, we do on the other to invite a sense of balance into our bodies and into our practice. The next time your chin's to your chest, pause for a full inhale, exhale, and then lift so the chin's parallel to the floor, crown of the head rises to the ceiling, shoulders are relaxed, and just as we began class, bring the hands to your stomach with the fingers spread wide. Staying with steady, deep breathing, feeling the breath under your hands. Checking in on your body. We're going to do a couple-minute meditation. So if there's any discomfort in the back, this would be a great time to slide back and allow yourself to rest into your chair. So taking a comfortable seated position, closing the eyes or gazing softly down, letting the hands drop into the lap with the palms facing up. Yoga is the cessation of the fluctuations of the mind. That work we just did in our asana practice was to bring us to this place of deep relaxation. Call into your mind your feet, your 10 toes, all those small muscles of your feet, the feet that carry you around through your day. And then let them dissolve and melt away into the floor. You don't need them right now. Picture the shape of your shin, the curve of your calf, the softness behind your knee, the hardness of your kneecap. Observe the weight of your thighs against the chair. And then just let it all dissolve away. Feeling your pelvis, your abdomen, your chest, noticing your spine. Maybe there are some places it's against the chair and some places where it's not. And then just letting it dissolve and melt away. You don't need any of that right now. Your shoulders, upper arms, the bends of your elbows, feeling your wrists and forearms against your lap. Observing the fingers, maybe they're gently curled, and then just letting it dissolve away. Your neck, all the small muscles of your face, maybe your jaw slackens slightly, or your eyes feel just a bit deeper into their sockets. Your ears, your head, and then just letting it all dissolve and melt away. You don't need any of that right now. Thoughts might come and go. That's natural. Just let them pass, like a cloud moving through the sky. We don't have to attach to our thoughts. Before we come back into the room, gently wiggle your fingers and toes, waking your body up. Lastly, allowing the eyes to open. And at the end of my practice, I bring my hands together at heart center and I bow forward and say namaste. The light within me honors the light within you. I hope you enjoyed this practice with me today, because I know I did. Thank you.